Hello, this is the U.S. Constitution, 5 Key Concepts Everyone Should Know, Part 1. Please watch Part 2 after viewing this Part 1. Hello, my name is Craig Seibert, and this short web seminar is titled The U.S. Constitution, 5 Key Concepts Everyone Should Know. And if you're an international listener, please stay with us as we take a look at this key founding document for the United States of America and look at its concepts. 90% of today's Americans have never heard what you're about to hear. In the late 1700s, however, 90% of Americans had a basic understanding of the concepts in this web seminar. Thomas Jefferson, third President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence, said this: "The price of freedom is eternal vigilance." And so we hope, as we look at these concepts, a new enthusiasm for freedom and understanding the U.S. Constitution and the Declaration of Independence will stir in the hearts and soul of the listeners. So the first concept that we want to talk about is the fact that the Declaration of Independence and U.S. Constitution work together. And there's actually a short web seminar on this topic, but to summarize, the Declaration of Independence serves as the charter or the purpose document for the United States, why the United States was founded and on the core principles on which it was founded. And then the U.S. Constitution serves as the bylaws for the United States. That is, it's our organizational document and how we'll govern ourselves. And so this is a key concept, that the Declaration and the Constitution work together, and that the Constitution acts on the principles and beliefs that are written in the Charter for the United States, that is, the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence, of course, was signed July 4th, 1776. It was over 11 years later that the U.S. Constitution was pulled together, and this graphic is just simply to show the difference in size of the two documents, the Declaration being about 1,400 words long and the Constitution being about 4,500 words long. Finally, there's an additional part of the Constitution not shown here that was added shortly after the initial ratification or during it, and that is the Bill of Rights, and it is a concise listing of the rights of the citizens of the United States as well as the rights of the states, and there's 10 items in the Bill of Rights. Now, as a next step, let's take a look at understanding the basic structure of the main body of the Constitution. And here we show what is typically viewed by people as the first and main page. The first key concept is this: the total length of the United States Constitution is over 4,500 words. About 4,000 of these words describe how the three branches of government are to operate, and we'll take a look at that. And then another 400 words describe the relationship between the states and the process for making amendments to the Constitution. Here in this diagram, we show how these three branches of government are broken up, both by way of sequence, but also how much text of the Constitution is dedicated to each of the three branches. The first branch that's listed in the U.S. Constitution is the legislative branch, called Congress, and there's two parts of the legislative branch: the House of Representatives and the Senate, and they are identified in Article 1 of the Constitution and listed here. It's interesting to note that the House of Representatives is discussed first, then followed by the Senate. And as we'll discuss later, there's significance in this sequence in that the founders believed that the House of Representatives would be the slightly more powerful of the three branches because it was closest to the people. There would be a balance of powers, but the House of Representatives has some unique characteristics and responsibilities. The second branch of government that's listed is the executive branch, beginning down here and then up into this section here. The third branch of government is the judicial branch, the Supreme Court, and then the remaining part of the government or Constitution deals with the relationship between the states and the process for making amendments. What might be lost in this process, though, is the importance of the first 52 words. We've looked at the document as it's been bracketed in this fashion, but if you look at the first 52 words of the Constitution, you'll find that these are the most important. And the first 52 words are literally contained in this small box here. And so as you can see, by way of quantity of words, 52 words out of 4,500 is not many, and yet they're the most important words in the Constitution. They state the 6 core purposes for which the Constitution was written. These 6 core purposes serve to define and limit the remaining 4,450 words of the Constitution. And so these words are so important that they literally dictate what the rest of the Constitution should be guided by way of interpretation. And as I had said previously, this Constitution also is interpreted or built upon the Declaration of Independence. And so the flow would be from the Declaration to these 52 words, and those two things then in turn would interpret the rest of this document. Well, what do those first 52 words say? We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, to establish justice, to ensure domestic tranquility, to provide for common defense, to promote the general welfare, and to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution. Now, for the sake of simplicity and clarity, let me reduce these even further so you can see the six aspects. We the people of the United States, in order to connect the states together, to establish justice, to ensure peace, to provide for defense, to promote the general welfare, and to secure liberty now and in the future. These are the 6 aspects of what the rest of the Constitution is designed to support and to guide. Let me also note here that to promote the general welfare as it would have been understood in 1787 did not mean the modern government welfare programs of today. What that meant was to create a fair economic playing field that all parties that were citizens of the United States could have access to use their gifts, skills, abilities, and talents to pursue the dreams and goals that they had in life, but not the government handouts that we associate with welfare today. As I've said already, everything else in the Constitution is supposed to serve only these 6 purposes. As citizens of the United States, we need to memorize these first 52 words. What a difference it would make. To continue this seminar, you'll want to watch part 2 now after watching this brief close of some other helpful resources. As we conclude, there are some additional resources you may want to take advantage of after watching the YouTube videos on this playlist. For more freedom videos, check out July4thfreedom.com. For tools on growing in your faith, check out the 21dayfaithexperiment.org. For complete worldview training that integrates faith and life, check out biblicalworldviewtraining.org. And then finally, to team up with other young professionals that are making a difference in the world, check out PriorityAssociates.org. My name's Craig Seibert. Thank you for listening.